All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 785. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's also releasing an unnecessary podcast, Wombat.
Yeah, but I've been doing it longer.
Right. It's not a special edition. It's always been unnecessary since 2005.
That's crazy, by the way. 2005.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Almost as crazy as that podcast that Microsoft released today.
I mean,
we'll talk about it later, though. It was pretty dumb. We can all agree.
It was pretty dumb, but we'll get to it.
I think we can all agree the situation was pretty dumb and handled pretty dumbly. Is that a word?
Handled poorly, I guess.
Dumbly, I think is
dumbly is correct.
Dumbly. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything exciting going on that I need to know about before we get into it?
One thing I need to do, and I want to just thank Shipwreck publicly for sharing his story in October about his external sewage pipe situation and being able to take his story and use it in my life in a way that benefited me. So thank you, Shipwreck, for
now. Are you talking about a sewage pipe or a main water?
I got both. For those who don't know, after the last show, I talked about how I had flooding in the basement, and I had them come and clear the pipe. And the pipe for me that was clogged was the main sewer line that goes from the house out to the.
That seems bad.
Checks out.
Yep.
And that was unclogged, but they came like a day later and they put a camera in there. And that one was like, oh yeah, you got to do the whole excavation and have the pipe removed. Something that I know Shipwreck is very familiar with. And they gave me like how much it's going to cost. Now, after Shipwreck told his story, I went and I looked up how much does it cost to get the insurance on those pipes. And I did get the insurance for the main water line and for the sewage line. So
and it paid off?
It paid off. It paid off in spades. What they do first, I had to call them. I had to call the insurance company, and I was like, "This is what's going on." And they're like, "We'll send our own guy out. He'll do it. He'll run his camera, and we'll verify what they saw." So they had the guy come out, and again, now we're at like I'm going straight through the insurance company. The guys come, they run the camera. They tell me like, we looked at it. We don't think you need your pipe replaced at all.
Of course not.
You just have roots. You may need a power wash. I'm like, all right. And then I wait, and 2 days later, I get a call from the insurance company, and they're like, yeah, we want to send in someone else to take another look. So now I'm getting my third opinion. I don't have to do anything except talk to one person who's calling me. I'm not even calling them anymore. They come, that third guy comes, he runs the camera. He goes, yeah, it's probably just the roots. I'm going to do a power wash right now. And I'm like, well, how much does that cost? And he goes, no, it's all covered by the insurance. So he did the power wash, and he's like, look, there's a chance that maybe within the next year this may get clogged again because you're still growing roots, but I don't think you need a new pipe. If it happens again, just call the insurance company. They'll send someone right over. They'll do another power wash, and you should be fine.
And we'll kill the tree.
Yeah. Or remove the tree, and that might be expensive and not covered, but at least that's why, the
Is that where you're currently sitting at now? Just
power wash pipes.
You power wash the pipes.
Power wash the pipes. That's all they said I needed, and we're done.
I don't. Okay.
You don't believe it. Shift doesn't believe it. He thinks they're trying to save money. They only power wash the outside of the pipes too, which was weird.
Yeah. Well, if it gets clogged again, I just have to call. I'll call them. They'll send someone. I'll be like, look, it got clogged X amount of times in this amount of time. I think we need to deal with this. But the long story short is I don't have to pay for it.
Right. That's the key takeaway. And problem solved.
Yeah. I don't have to pay for it. And that's the most important thing. And I can use my, plumbing again.
Did you talk to the guy about Power Wash Simulator or anything? Like, I feel like he really would like to hear. If you were just standing there, just like talking about Power Wash Simulator.
Did he power wash your sidewalk on the way out?
Yeah, he did not.
No.
But yeah. But anyway, that's where we are with the plumbing situation from last week. But I did want to thank Shipwreck because after his story, I was inspired, we'll say, to get that extra insurance. And I will say that if you do not have that extra insurance, it's worth looking into. It is very inexpensive.
Pipe protection?
The pipe protection is definitely worth. I spend $17 a month on it.
On your pipe protection plan?
On my pipe protection plan.
I mean, that probably is a pretty good idea for you because when was your house built?
My house was built in 1952.
Some old pipes.
Yep, my house is one of the original suburban developments.
Yeah, original houses.
It literally is.
The first pipe ever was used in that house.
It's part of the first set of houses built after Levittown.
Have you heard of the Roman Empire?
Yeah, that's when my house is built.
It has aqueducts, actually. There's no pipes.
My house is so old, it's ghosts have ghosts.
Ghosts.
Aqueducts, you wouldn't have this problem. They're right there on top, right?
Right.
I mean,
get right to it.
Easy access.
Pull those roots right out.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my story. I thought it was a good story.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Paid off.
Bad.
Listening to Shipwreck's plights paid off big time.
Yep. Yeah. It's one thing to learn from my own mistakes, but it's something else to learn from others.
Well, I don't know.
I didn't make any mistakes.
I'm teasing. It's a joke.
I don't think I could even have gotten insurance on this because they would have come out and saw the pipe, the Blue Pex or whatever, Blue Max, and would have gone like, nope, you're screwed.
Yeah,
we can't power wash that.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Should we do some show feedback?
Yeah. We'll start with this, even though I know we're going to get to this later. But Corvin had to say,
I love this. Is one of my favorite things ever. There's a lesson to be learned here for everybody, which we'll get to at the end of this. So pay attention closely.
Looking forward to CAGcast 784. First of all, this is CAGcast 785, but that's neither here nor there. We're looking forward to CAGcast 784, the one where the gang eats crow. After the Activision Blizzard acquisition by Microsoft, the gang spent the better part of a year castigating gamers, speculating that Microsoft would bring Game/Game Pass to multiple systems because Game Pass doesn't buy companies to release their games on other platforms.
Microsoft.
There should be lots of what?
You said Game Pass, but it says Microsoft. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Whatever. There should be lots of crow being eaten. Instead, we'll likely get lots of backpedaling and gaslighting. Should be entertaining either way. So Corvin assumed that this big announcement was going to be something very different than it was from what I can gather here.
And there was more. I feel like there was more to this post because I remember the post being very long when I saw it and just thinking this is an abnormally long post just to begin with. And now he's using a lot of it just to like make fun of us.
There was a second half where he talked about like me.
Some other bullshit.
Yeah. That wasn't
unrelated bullshit.
Exactly. It wasn't related to this.
Right.
So
my point is don't write long posts about something unless you're sure of the outcome.
Exactly. And you were not sure of the outcome and you were wrong. They are not bringing Activision Blizzard games or Game Pass to multiple systems. So
eat that crow.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're bringing some things, right? Are we talking about that now or are we just going to keep on delaying that?
No, we're going to keep on delaying it because it's more fun.
Perfect. I like this plan.
Right.
I know you do.
He said it should be entertaining either way, and this is how we're going to make it entertaining.
We're going to delay it until we get to it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not eating any crow.
We're just going to delay it.
Right.
Yeah.
No crow in my dinner.
No crow in my dinner tonight. So suck it.
There you go.
Suck my crow.
What else?
Sinful Fate has to say, the problem with these recent live service games is that the devs don't understand that live service games are essentially MMOs. One of the most important aspects of MMOs is letting the player create their own character. The devs behind DC Universe Online understood this, and that game is 13 years old and still popular enough to where it received a major update in October 2023. A modern version of that game would be incredible. I actually can't believe that game is still active. I get the occasional like PR email about it. That's still, I guess it still has an audience, which is kind of crazy. But I only thought this comment was worth mentioning, applicable, because the games that are being brought over to Sony to the PS5 and I guess the Switch as well from Xbox, two of the rumored games actually do fit into this category. With Grounded and Sea of Thieves, and why it makes sense to move those games over. Not only does it benefit, obviously Microsoft and Sony and all those people by selling more copies of that game, but by keeping those games alive, the people that are currently playing it within that Microsoft ecosystem will spend more money. And that's why it makes sense to move those games to other platforms.
And he's right about his point, I think, about creating your own character in a live service game. I mean, all these ones the few that were successful, Destiny, made, that was your own dude. You had to earn the helmet and you had to that was your guy. And in these other ones, like you're playing as Captain America. Even if you put a different shirt on Captain America, still Captain America.
I did.
You did, and he was still Captain America,
many
right?
Different shirts on Captain America.
But he was always Captain America at the end of the day. I don't know.
You could pretend that he was
Shipwreck's Captain America. Captain America of Ohio.
I think if the Avengers game, and I talked about this when that game came out, if the gear that you collected was cosmetic, and you could have a Captain America that looked like your unique Captain America with
your face on him.
No, like mismatched gear, like the pants and the shirt and the helmet.
Connect, you can have your face on him.
Yeah,
they do it through cell phones now. They don't even need that shit. Remember, I think the NBA games do that. NBA 2K games scan your shit in there with your phone. I did that. It was horrible.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I still
get upset when I get those QR codes and it's like put in codes for games or whatever.
Yeah,
like you get the DLC or whatever, and you're just like, oh, this was so much better when I just held it up to the Kinect. And then
that was the best. That's the key feature.
Great. Yeah,
we need that on PlayStation 6, please, and Xbox, whatever. Yeah, I like Sinful at point there. Sinful Fate. Sinful Fate. Oh, I thought it was like a nose spray.
No, Sinful Fate. Yeah, it takes a little while to get it right. I know, I understand. I will say this: you are right, but I will say Fortnite does not do that. And it's doing just fine.
It does kind of,
but it does kind of that. I was gonna say that too, but I didn't want to be too presumptuous.
Because you don't have to be those characters that people know, and you can take those like fucking banana guy.
Yeah, well, you can't take him, but they locked him away.
Oh, okay.
Never to be seen again until sales go down, and then they needed a surge of money, and then out comes banana guy.
That would be a big deal. Sadly, that would be a big deal. But no, the ability to customize.
You have your 8 categories of customization, or however many it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's enough, I guess.
Sure. Like, oh look, there's Captain America with Rocket Raccoon on his back, and Thor's hammer. That's weird. That's your customized character in a way.
Or Captain America with Rocket Raccoon's legs would be good.
I guess that would be weird.
I feel like we have the technology to make that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't, but somebody does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, what else?
This was the thing that people complained the most about last show. This is from Meteor1522.
I like that you have to say complain the most about, because they complain about other shit too. Good.
They did, but this is what they complained the most about. Wombat completely missed the point. Microsoft might, at least he did course correct with might. Microsoft might bring their games to Sony is because there aren't enough Xbox consoles sold to justify competing with Sony anymore. PS5 is outselling Xbox 3-1. That basically means the console war of this generation is over, and PS5 has already won. Now they're really
there's still enough to justify competing. Like they're
and to not bring certain games over to the Sony console as we found out today. And I still think that and maybe my point even may hold more water now. If Sony wants Starfield or the Indiana Jones game, maybe Sony does have to give up something of its own. Like money.
Yeah, it's all money. Like what? It doesn't.
It's all money. Everything is
Right.
money. If
They've
they
done
thought they could
they've
make
done
more
the
money,
equations, right?
Yeah,
like they know
exactly.
like putting
I mean,
Starfield on PS5 is not it doesn't make sense for them monetarily for whatever reason. Like it's more powerful to have that as a Game Pass exclusive and people check it out there, or however tens of copies they are going to sell from here on out. But
yeah, the other thing was people really wanted to point it out because I used Horizon as my example. They're like, but Horizon sold so many copies. And I'm like, yes, Horizon sold a lot of copies when it came out in 2016? That game is almost 10 years old. So I don't think that many people, maybe I'm wrong, if you showed me last month's sales of Horizon 1, I doubt they're particularly high.
But you want them to put Horizon 1 on Xbox?
Yeah, that was the game. That was my example last week. Like, why not just put Horizon 1 on the Xbox?
Because that's like part of their
Why?
staple. Like that, you know, they have Sony's got a few like staple franchises, and sure, I'm sure they'll sell some. But like Ship said, they've done the calculations. They've decided
was
it's
gonna say,
more
I'm sure
valuable
yes,
to have it as their staple of stars. And at that price point, they can hit.
Sure, but I could see that being, I said, as part of a negotiation. That's all I said. Is that I think it could be part of a negotiation, and it doesn't matter now because nothing happened. But
I just snuck
There
in.
you
I
go.
think you should leave reference in there, and it was fantastic. Thank you.
sorry, I missed it.
I'm jacking off right now.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all money. Anyway, we're going to get into that later. So let's go to Watch This Jerks and talk about money, like the Super Bowl money. That was a thing that we probably all watched.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the second half of it. I missed the first
I watched
half.
the whole thing.
Same.
I was waiting, like I didn't really care about either team, so I was just waiting to see if it was going to be a competitive game. And then like I'm like, oh, I'll turn on the halftime show now because it's a close game.
It was a close game.
Yeah, it was good. Second half. Like you don't need to watch the first half of the Super Bowl.
If you
Like,
want to see the really expensive commercials.
I guess, yeah.
I watched Usher. That was good.
I did too.
Mhm.
It reminded me of when we saw him at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
You remember, were all three of us at that, or was that just
No,
you and I?
Wombat was
don't
there.
think- Was
You
I
were
at the one with
Definitely.
Usher?
Oh, Usher was the Staples Center, right?
No.
Oh.
Usher was like super early in the morning in maybe the Nokia or Microsoft Theater.
I don't
It was
even
like
remember that.
It was very small. It might not even been that. It might have been one of the smaller theaters. And we were sitting like pretty close to the stage. And it was like
What was he doing?
he was singing to us. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And it was Usher singing to us. Singing
Before
like,
the press conference?
like it was as part of like whatever press conference we were. It might have been like a harmonics thing or something. It
Weird.
was smaller.
He did do an Xbox commercial, so it could have been.
It might have been an
Xbox.
Xbox, but it was a smaller thing. And like we were sitting
looking it up.
close to the stage. And
Microsoft
he's saying,
Conference
like-
E3 2012. Usher performs Scream. Usher performs at Xbox briefing to introduce Dance Central 3.
That maybe that was it.
There he
I
is.
remember him doing like OMG and yeah, but he might have done like a medley or something. But I just remember like everybody was just sitting there with their laptops watching Usher perform, like
LA!
going like he was doing a great job. He wasn't roller skating or anything, but he was like putting in the full Usher effort into it. And everybody's just like sitting there sitting down just
With
like
their warm laps.
yeah, just with their
Very warm
laptops
laps.
watching this guy.
Uncomfortably warm laps.
Oh,
That's funny.
I like the halftime show. Did you like the halftime show?
I didn't
I
watch
did.
it
I
yet.
thought he did a good job.
I was
I like
very
the roller
nervous.
skating and the sequins.
Yeah,
I was very impressed with that whole thing. I could do that I could practice that for a million years. I wouldn't be able to do that.
the roller skating sequence when they were all on roller skates. That made me very nervous when they were out there performing live on roller skates,
Mhm.
dancing.
Incredibly difficult.
Yes,
They're
They-
professionals.
they pulled it off. I know. It's still like you can be a professional and still go down on some roller skates.
Especially on live TV on a
on a stage that was just set up in the middle of the
yeah, a
field.
stage that was built 5 minutes before you were on it. Yeah.
Right. That was like flexing like 3 feet when they were all jumping up and down on it.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question because I saw an Instagram reel and they were saying that because San Francisco they took the ball in the first in the overtime that was a bad strategic decision, that you're not supposed to do that. And that like was like a basic thing that you're supposed to know as a head coach, that if you're in overtime, you don't want to have the ball first.
It used to be different, so they
Right.
changed the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you
And
got
I
to
can
know the
still see it.
rules. You got to be up on that, right?
If you it could go either way. You have to, if you take the ball first, you better be sure you're going to score a touchdown or that you're going to stop the other team, because then if you either score a touchdown and they come down and score a touchdown, then it's sudden death and you're getting the ball back. And then if you score a field goal after that, you win. Or if you both score field goals in the first time and then you come down and score again, you win. So the confidence has to be there that you're going to.
Well, how could they have that
score a
confidence?
touchdown.
They can't have that confidence.
You should have that confidence if
I
you're
think
in
you
the
have to have
Super
that
Bowl.
Yeah, you have to have that confidence, and their defense was just on the field for like
I was that was the
really
point I
long
was going to make.
drive.
I'd say it's a twofold thing. One, you as a coach, you have to show your quarterback that you have enough that faith in your quarterback to score a touchdown, so he has confidence, and you have to hope that your offense can spend enough time out there to give your defense a rest. So when the other team gets the ball back, your defense is at 100% for the other thing. So the other thing, football words.
But it didn't work.
It did not
Well,
work.
their mistake was, for whatever reason, they did not put a mirror on Mahomes. So like, I don't know why teams do this, but they just refuse to think that Mahomes will run for first downs.
Even though he does it all the time.
He does it when it's needed, yes. And when it's needed, he just gets it every time. If you don't have somebody that's just like, his job is to watch to make sure that he's not going to run. And that's why the Bengals are one of the better teams against them, because they always just have somebody like on defense. It's like, your job is just to watch to make sure he doesn't run.
Right.
Everybody else can guard these people because they have Travis Kelce, who's difficult to guard, but their wide receivers are not.
Hardman's not is, you know,
They're
he was
not.
having a good game. I can understand why they might want to do double coverage, but they probably shouldn't have done double coverage.
They probably should not have let Mahomes run down the field
Yes, that well
for the score.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just, getting in the head of San Francisco and why they did what they did. I'm not saying it was
It's the
right.
same reason the Bills do the opposite, right? Like they tighten up and then they don't let Josh Allen run the ball when that's all they have to do to win games in the playoffs, is just let Josh Allen keep running the ball. But
All right, too much football talk.
Too much football talk.
We've named people I don't know. That's when this talk ends.
Got it.
How about Marcus Allen? I know him. He's in the Tecmo Bowl. Or
He is
one
a
of those.
Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
He's
that.
no Bo Jackson, but yes.
Well, nobody is, but he was pretty good. He was pretty fucking good though, Marcus
Mhm.
Allen. Anyway, watch this, jerks. I went to Radio City Music Hall and I saw Ronnie Chieng. I think if that's how you say his name, and it was very funny. And Trevor Noah was like a surprise opener, which was cool. And I don't know, Radio City Music Hall is very nice. Have you been there recently?
I think I was there like a couple of years ago, maybe less.
It's gorgeous in there.
Yes, it's a very nice theater.
It's like, I walked in there, I was like, what the fuck? It's like sparkly,
hmm
sparkle from something built in like Art Deco style.
Yeah, it's Radio City for a reason.
Yeah, I was shocked that it was. Usually these things like you just want to squeeze money out of it.
No,
until-
it's a very nice, fancy place. How was he?
He was really funny, and Ty came too, so it was appropriate for the whole family, and it was a good choice. It was a good choice. It wasn't too like no uncomfortable not too many uncomfortable sex jokes. Just something about jizz, him storing his jizz, trying to get his wife pregnant. Anyway, it was funny. He was very funny, and certainly at $100 all in on a ticket, that's cheap. I feel, especially for like really good seats. What are you watching?
I watched the new Mission Impossible movie that's on Paramount Plus. It's a Dead Reckoning, I believe it's called, something like
I
that.
have Paramount Plus.
You should watch it. It's got Tom Cruise in it.
I heard of him.
Okay.
He jumps onto things and off of things repeatedly, usually
Mhm.
things that are moving.
Okay.
It's got Haley Atwell in it. She's from the Captain America movies.
Mhm.
She's good in it. It's the kind of movie you watch it and while you're watching and go, this isn't bad. And then as soon as the credits roll, you're like, I forgot every single second of that movie that I just watched.
Because I heard it's like 2.5 hours or more, and it's only part one.
It's 2.5 hours. It's only part one, and I literally forgot everything about it as soon as the movie was over.
AI, right? AI bad guy, is that it?
Yes, the bad guy is AI, but he has a human friend.
Aw,
That's
cute.
nice.
Yeah,
He needs that.
Yeah, the AI does have a human friend. That's like, oh, I work for I think they call it the source. We'll say that's what I'm calling it now. Like like the mall that went out of business near us. It's like, oh, I work for the source. The source told me what you were gonna do. The AI is talking to him.
Right.
You don't really explain that or really show the AI like giving him his instructions, but yeah, it's dumb enough where I didn't mind how dumb it was because there was enough like running, jumping, and shooting to make up for it. And I like the Mission Impossible movies. I'm losing my voice. The other thing about this movie, and now that I say it, if you do watch it, it's going to be the only thing you notice, is Tom Cruise. He's 60 years old. He's an incredibly fit, incredibly good-looking 60-year-old man. There's no getting around that. But no one at the age of 60 has naturally brown hair. And when you watch the movie, sometimes when the light shines through his hair, you can tell that it's dyed. Like you can see, you can
all
see
those special effects, and they couldn't fix that. That seems hard to believe.
Fix it, and it's so distracting once you realize, like, oh wow, look, there's the hair dye. That you kind of see, like, because when people dye there, you can kind of tell, like, the shade is just quite not natural.
Man,
should have watched this on DVD.
Seriously, it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny because you're like, just let it go. I bet he would look great with gray hair. Just go with the gray hair.
It's part of his character. Even if he's not playing Tom Cruise, he's playing Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt is only 40 years old.
Seriously, perpetually 40 years. He might be.
It's part of the IMF, supplements they give him. It just
He doesn't age.
If Tom Cruise didn't have to play all these young guys, I'm sure he would just let his hair color go natural.
Yes.
Probably not.
Probably not at all. But now that I said it, I want you to at least like turn the movie on.
I will. You probably ruined the movie for me.
100%. It'll be so distracting. And it cracked me up. I'm like, oh, look at that. So anyway, that's all I got.
Ty and I watched Godfather Part 2. Remember last time we watched Godfather Part 1?
Just powering through to get to Part 3?
Probably not. Well, they re-released Part 3 as
The Godfather Coda.
And it's supposedly better, but I don't know.
Like that director's cut of Daredevil?
Mm-hmm.
I watched that actually. And it was better. You can go back and listen to the CAGcast. I remember I talked about it.
I do remember you talking. Yes,
it was a throwback.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The only bad part was when they were in the playground fighting on the seesaw. That was still bad. They should have just fucking took that out. And anyway, I recommend picking up these Godfather movies on the 4K discs that came out because they really.
You'd be like, I recommend watching The Godfather too.
No, but
considered one of the 4 best movies ever made.
No. I haven't seen it in a while, and watching it in 4K and HDR and everything, like it really pops off the screen. It's really worth watching. Here's some Godfather trivia for you, Wombat. Maybe or Shipwreck, you can play too. But this is something that I never picked up watching the first time, or if I did, I forgot. This is from
the name of the cafe is the Cafe Obi-Wan.
No. So you remember in the beginning of The Godfather asks, at the wedding, the Undertaker asking for a favor because his daughter is mixed up with some guy, asks for a favor. Godfather's like, someday I may ask you for a favor. That day may never come, but whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I never picked up on the fact that he does get the favor back later. Do you remember what the favor is?
Well, the Undertaker asks the favor. He asks for, that's the one with the daughter.
Too much answer. Yeah.
That's the one where the daughter wants to marry the guy, but they're going to ship the guy back to Italy. Isn't that the?
Something like that. He needs some
Yeah.
favor done.
They resolved that in the first Godfather movie.
Yeah. So what's the favor that I'm talking about for the first one?
Oh, I thought you were talking about this.
No. So what's the favor that the
That's what I was-
Undertaker gives back to the Godfather?
He stands there outside the hospital with his hand in his
No,
coat.
no.
That's what the
It's
son-in-law.
It's not.
Because Michael says to him, "Your favor has." He literally says it to him. You've done what you need to do. You don't.
But later, when Sonny gets gunned down, the Godfather comes to the Undertaker and he's like, the body's a fucking disaster, right? And he's
Yes.
like, you're going to make him so we can have an open casket. That's the favor. And I never picked up on that. Or if I did, I forgot about it. So
That's not the favor. I think
it
he
is.
just told him he had
Trust me. Watch.
the favor.
I just watched the movie. When's the last time you watched the
favor-
movie?
Like a month ago?
That checks out.
No.
It's not. That can't be true. It can't be true.
It's when it's when they're at the hospital after the Vito is in the hospital.
But
And
that
the
was
guards are
Michael, and
gone,
Michael didn't
and
know
Mike-
about any of that. No, you're way
Of course
wrong
Michael
on this.
knows.
Sorry, you're wrong on this.
And he literally
Come
says
back to me next week, and you
debt,
can
your
look
debt
it
to
up.
my father is been paid. He
never says
it to
that.
him.
He never says that.
He does say it. He says it to
Well,
him.
regardless, the Godfather. I don't remember that having just watched it. He says to him, "I'm back for my favor now." Like he literally says it. Like this is the favor you're going to do for me. Anyway, that's all I've watched. There's a lot of good TV shows you should be watching. The Curse. You got to watch The Curse. You got to watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I will never watch The Curse.
Why?
Because I don't watch anxiety TV.
It is anxiety. I was calling cringe. I feel like is the better. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm type of cringe, but the jokes are not like they're realistic situations. Not like
I don't watch anxiety.
you couldn't.
television.
Mrs. Cheapy noped out after the first episode, so I've been going
It's
alone.
never gonna happen.
It's really good though. It's really good. Watch I'm a Virgo. That's also really good, and it's not cringe, and there's superheroes in it.
Yes, I do want to watch that. I did watch the Taylor Tomlinson's new stand-up special on Netflix, and that was very funny. And if you like stand-up and you like Taylor Tomlinson, it's totally worth your time. I liked it better than her second special. I still don't think it's as good as her first special.
What do I know
But-
her from?
She's the current host of After Midnight, the show on after Stephen Colbert, which is
No.
also incredibly good and worth your time.
I don't know her from
She's a stand-up comedian who's very funny.
that. Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm just wanted to know if maybe she was in a movie or
No,
Something.
she's not in movies, and she is on TV now every day, but because she has the show that's on after Stephen Colbert, but which is again very good. But she's very funny. It's definitely worth your time.
Okay.
It's one of the better stand-up specials I've watched in recent months, we'll say, because I watched too many of them. But good times, worth it.
nice.
Mhm.
New releases?
Yes,
Wombat,
Sure.
you have one of these, right?
I do.
I thought you got. Didn't you not get Tomb Raider 1
Oh, I didn't give it to him
to
yet.
3? Oh,
I have one for you. I have a code for
Oh.
you.
GPS
I haven't
code
given
for you.
I said no.
Sorry, I did save one. They gave me so many codes that it was actually like work to hand them out. So I just I made sure to save one for you, but I did give out a lot of codes. Anyway, I guess you'll hear about that next time. People seem to be
Yes.
excited to get them. I was surprised that
People
were looking
like
for them.
free games.
they seemed pretty excited about this one in particular, which surprised me, like I said.
I watched some videos. I've played a lot of Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 in my day.
Okay.
And I watched some videos of it, and I don't know. Did you see some videos, some clips of this? Like I was expecting
Right.
a
You're
little bit more
remastering. Yeah.
a little bit more remastering.
Same. But- They want to keep it real.
I guess, yeah. No, it's cool that they're out. Like I'm never gonna like if you can play these games on more things, they're classic games. It's good.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Wombat's full review of
Sorry, Wombat.
Tomb Raider 1 through 3.
At least I didn't give away your
It's
code.
okay. Mhm.
I have it saved.
It's okay.
I'm going to give it out right now.
That's
79KLM dash. No, Kidding. I guess the other big release this week, besides Tomb Raider Remastered, is Helldivers 2 seems to be getting a lot of press, I see. And the videos that I've watched look interesting as well. Have you seen that at all, Wombat? You seen what that game looks like?
Which Helldivers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looks pretty good, actually.
And you have a PS5, actually.
I do.
It's co-op. I think it's it's Starship Troopers, right? They basically made Starship Troopers into a co-op game and called it something else, but kept that type of humor as well, and the general feel of Starship Troopers and the cutscenes, like, you know, you're joining.
This is the kind of game where I think, well, they did release it on PC as well, where I think it would make sense to cast a wide net if you want to keep a live service game like this alive. But that's just me talking out of school.
Is that what this is? Well, I guess
yeah, I mean, it's online.
It's
co-op.
a persistent online co-op game.
Yeah,
there's no offline. So if you want to keep a game like this alive, I think you know, that's the kind of thing where I think it might make sense. But that's just, you know, my thought. Oh, and by the way, I was mixing up two people. I asked you if it was the guy for the beginning of the movie that asked for the daughter to marry the immigrant, but it's not. The mortician is the guy whose daughter was beaten and raped.
Yeah.
So you confused me.
I didn't confirm. I don't know. I didn't know. I said I didn't know. When you said that, I said I didn't know.
No, you said yes, that's it. So you confused me and threw me off.
It's my fault.
So we're both right and we're both
It's my
wrong.
fault that Wombat didn't know.
I won that argument.
Yes, we were both right and wrong.
No, I was right. What the fuck? How am I wrong? I was not wrong.
Because I asked you,
Get the fuck
this
out
guy?
of here.
And you said
All
no.
I said was Listen back to the show, everybody. Just rewind and relive it.
Yep. Anyway.
Yes. What else do we have in new releases? I want to try this, whatever it's called, Helldivers, just because I
do
like.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to spend $40 on it, but I do want to play it.
Right. Somebody send Wombat a code so he can shoot some bugs.
Send me a code to shoot bugs.
And send him a copy of Godfather too, so he can.
And send me a copy of The
himself.
Godfather in 4K, so I could be like, "Oh wow, Cheapy was right."
It is good looking.
And it is. I'm sure it's fantastic looking. And I did look it up on the Godfather Wikipedia while we were waiting. And yes, you are correct. You are correct in your.
The other thing I pick up. You pick up on a lot of little things. The other thing I picked up was that, like, Michael, when he's going to be killing somebody in the future.
Mm-hmm.
He always like talks to the person and basically is like, oh, like, you know, you're going to be doing this. He like makes plans for them like all the time. Like all that happens like 3 or 4 times throughout the 2 movies. Like pretends like everything's cool with a person where he's plotting their death like at the same time. It's just like he lies a lot. Is another big theme.
I mean, the scene in Godfather 2, not like it's
no,
like
you can't spoil it. You can just go.
No, I'm saying my favorite scene in Godfather 2, it's probably, I think everyone's favorite scene though, is definitely the parade with Vito at the Robert De Niro parade, the rooftops and the whole thing. I love that scene. I could watch that every day.
It's good in 4K.
I bet.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else in new releases? Or we can get to talking about Microsoft in the near future.
Nothing in new releases.
Frozen Honey ASMR came out for Switch. So,
what
does that sound like? Frozen honey?
That just sounds like a brick.
Like ice.
Yeah.
It would sound the same as ice, I guess.
It was the baker that I was thinking of, right? Wasn't he?
Oh
the
my
baker?
gosh! Did you?
It's gonna drive me nuts.
Are you still doing this?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was paying really close attention when I was watching these movies. I swear, I did not look at my phone once. All right. Let's get on to Wombat's fortnightly news.
Yes. I'm going to have no real Fortnite news.
Perfect.
This is better. There's nothing really new under the sun in that game.
Turtles.
Right now. Turtles. Lots of turtle stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Dashville's been playing more Fortnite. So he just unlocked Peter Griffin. You know, he loves Peter Griffin.
Yeah, must be. Hey, it's the guy who says all the jokes I don't understand.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like he doesn't. No, he still plays mainly as Havoc, the guy that looks like Firefly from G.I. Joe. But Wombat tells me that we're playing it wrong because we're getting too many victory royales.
If you want to level up, yes, you are playing it wrong.
I'm supposed to sit in the passenger seat of a non-moving car and eat fruit.
Yes. Yes.
That's how you get the real XP.
That is how you get the real XP.
I don't know.
I don't make the rules.
I'm playing it because he likes it. I don't know. Like
your job is to shoot the people in the car who are eating the fruit.
Right.
That's your job.
I think, yeah. He's got the battle pass. I do not. Like we play in the same room on 2 different Xboxes, right? So it's fun to play with him. I think the game is not all that what I want to play.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Well, not every game is for everybody.
I just don't understand the progression. Like, why is this a progression of just doing random crap to unlock more random crap?
That's so the 8-year-olds can enjoy it.
That's what I mean. That's why I enjoy it.
And Wombat.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something about it that I find very relaxing.
Well, yeah, it's because like half of it, there's nobody around you, and you're just wandering around, and then you only have to have like 2 or 3 firefights in the span of 15 minutes.
And the game is only about 15 minutes.
It's about 15 minutes of walking around and preparing
and getting loot. To be honest, those are my favorite parts of Apex. Like just
shooting experiences.
I usually die when there's a shooting experience, so like I usually just
so it's basically just a walking around.
Totally gets
it's basically just a walking around experience for. How long can I walk around until I find somebody to shoot at?
It's more like an MMO where occasionally you have to get into a fight with someone, but it's really more like collect 5 sheep than it is.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
If you just want to dance with RoboCop and I don't know who else, Superman, I'm sure is in there.
I mean, it's not for you. That's fine.
How can they keep getting away with this, Wombat? Like,
because
how long can they do this for?
I find it to be a lot of fun. I'm sorry that you don't. I don't know what to tell you. It is more fun when you play with other people your own age and not, little children. I guess
I'd have less fun. I think I'd have less fun doing that.
I don't know. You've never played the game with me, and
I have played the game with you.
Well, yeah, when?
Not with other adults, though.
I played with you several years ago.
Yeah, that's not.
We played like 2 rounds. And I'm like, I'm good.
It's much better now. RoboCop is in it.
Yeah,
and Major Lazer.
Not in mine.
Nope.
Well, you got to act quick.
Yep. I have Superman in mine. I have Spider-Man.
Everybody has There's so many Spider-Men just running around everywhere.
Yeah. I have comic book Spider-Man, though. Not everyone has that.
They need Tim Robinson in there.
That would
and he could be going, you sure about that?
If they made a Tim Robinson emote, I would, first of all, not only would I not be surprised, I would 100% buy it.
Yes, I would buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I got tickets to his, I Think You Should Leave Live in New York coming up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do your news, Wombat.
Sure. Did you see did you read the new GLAAD study on video games?
The garbage bag company?
No, the gay, lesbian, anti-something defamation something?
Okay.
No, I did not read the study.
Yeah, so they released a study on video games. It's their first ever comprehensive study on video games.
And they agree that video games are gay. Very gay.
According to their study, they've discovered that 1 in 5 gamers identify as LGBTQ+.
For the GLAAD study, they found that?
Yeah, in the GLAAD study. Approximately 20%. Actually, I think the actual number is like 18%.
Uh-huh.
So they're lying. Oh, nearly. They said nearly.
Yeah.
Nearly 1 in 5. So 18% is the number. That's, I mean, I guess that's higher than I thought. I don't know.
Yeah, that's high.
They only surveyed the East Village of Manhattan, though.
Womp womp.
Or the West Village, which is more gay. I don't know.
I guess it doesn't really matter what the percentages are, but that seems high.
I don't know.
Why does it matter anyways?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
What are we looking for?
I think
Why
it
is
matters.
GLAAD doing this study?
It matters in the sense of
What science did we learn out of this?
I don't know.
Games make you gay. It's clear.
Okay.
Especially Fortnite. All right, let's move on to what we're playing. so we can
All
talk
right.
about Xbox.
I was going to answer Ship's question, but never
Oh.
mind.
No,
There's-
what was my
answer.
question? What
It
science?
was, what is the importance of this?
Yes. What is the importance of this?
I think
Comment?
it's just important to recognize the fact that there are many different types of people playing video games right now, and that the concept that there's only one type of person playing games isn't true anymore, and that
Sure.
that is a positive thing. And it has something. It's not necessarily like, oh, look at all that. It's a look at all the gay people playing games, as much as it is look how diverse the community of video games really is, and that it's not just this narrow. There's the stereotypical gamer, and that is not a thing anymore. There is no stereo, and there probably
Yeah, it
never
is.
was.
There still is.
There's still. Thank you. You know what I mean?
There shouldn't be though.
Yeah.
There is, but
Nearly
there
80
shouldn't be.
Nearly 80% of the gamers are stereotypical.
And they're going to tell you to go fuck yourself online as soon as possible, as soon as they have a chance.
Right.
Mhm.
No. Well, yeah. Okay. That's
You
a.
get it? Yeah. That's
Do I
why it's
get it?
important. Yeah,
like,
you get it?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm all for that. Like, yes, everybody.
Are you though? Because you don't seem like it.
I'm not for this number that they've come up with. I think that's funny, but I think
I don't
yeah.
think so at all. Wait until your kids are in high school and everybody is as if some form of something. Like none of my daughter's friends are straight. None of them. They all identify as either pan or bi or queer or ace.
I think
Ace, I don't know that one.
Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't want to know what that is actually.
Yeah.
I like not knowing things.
Ace is asexual.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, sorry. It's not as much fun as you probably thought it was.
right. I thought they liked poker.
No.
All right, let's talk about games. This is boring.
Mm-hmm.
The new tribes. There's a new tribes game. Did you know that?
Hooray. Nope.
It's out. It's there's a free beta or something on alpha maybe on Steam. You can check it out, which I did, and it is definitely tribes. 100%. They've made tribes. It looks just like tribes. Plays like tribes. They've added some new weapons, but it's pretty much tribes. I don't know that I want to invest the time into it to like be good at it because those games are hard. You have to like, the transversal is just like you have to learn where all the hills are and it's a lot of button pushing. So yeah, there's that. There's a new Apex. They redid Apex now. You don't pick up armor anymore. Now you like level up when you play and that levels up your armor and then you choose like abilities, which seems like Fortnite doesn't do that, right? Like, are you making decisions like on leveling up your character in the middle of a Fortnite match?
Zero decisions in Fortnite.
No, right?
Just
There
nothing.
used to be augments in Fortnite. That was like a last season thing.
There's a tab that says augments.
yeah.
It's just there. It has nothing underneath it.
They did not add augments to this season. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back next season, but they didn't have any this season.
I'm not sure why it's better to level up than just like pick up armor or level up your armor by killing people. Like, why to have like a whole new like currency in the game of leveling up? I don't know why that's more fun. We'll find out because it just came out.
Figure it out why it's more fun.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
You play more Suicide Squad? You finished Suicide Squad.
Well, let me tell you my story about Suicide Squad.
Is it a sad story?
It is a sad Suicide Squad story. So I did, the title of the game is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And I did do just that. I killed the Justice League. I did that. I successfully killed every living member of the Justice League that's in this game. When you do that, they're like, all right, now you got to go get Brainiac. And I'm like, all right, let's go get Brainiac. I've gotten this far. Let's just finish this off. To kill Brainiac, you got to jump through these hoops, quite literally. And then they make you like, oh, you can't kill this Brainiac. You got to go to Earth 2 first and kill the Earth 2 Brainiac. I'm like, okay, fine. Basically, they're like, this is the end game. You got to kill 13 different Brainiacs. And I'm like, all right, this already seems like it's going to be a pain in the ass. Like, but you know what? I'll kill the first Brainiac just
He's
to
not
say,
even part of the Justice League. Why are you killing him?
well, Brainiac's the one who's infested the Justice League. So, yeah, that's why they're
You
evil now.
Starro'd them.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't a
literally.
joke that you have to kill 13 different Brainiacs? Like,
No.
it's like
I don't
is that the
know.
right number?
Wait, let me get
Okay.
to it. So I'll go and I'm like, okay, you got to collect the 2,000 V crystals so you could go find.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gotta
So
have
I,
those.
I
Yeah.
collect the crystals. I hit the warp thing. I go to Earth 2. They're like, okay, you only have 30 minutes before your time runs out here. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, but you got to do this thing first and that thing before you could get to Brainiac. I'm like, all right. So I go and I do this thing, and it's the same, just jumping around shooting people. Then I go to do that thing, and it's jumping around and it's shooting the purple people. And they're like, all right, now you can go kill Brainiac. I'm like, awesome, let's go kill Brainiac. And I'm like, okay, I got 20 minutes. I'm gonna go kill Brainiac, and I'm shooting Brainiac, and I'm doing all the things, and I got Brainiac down to about maybe 25% of his health left, maybe even less than that. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. It'll be over. I got plenty of time. And I could say I killed Brainiac and move on with my life. Brainiac hits me with his like wave blast, and it sent me underneath the level.
Oh, that's a good blast.
Sub-Earth too.
And then eventually I die, I bleed out, and it respawns me, but it respawns me on the outside of where Brainiac is, and he put up like a force field dome to keep you from escaping. So now I can't get back in to keep fighting Brainiac.
Smart dude.
So I could see him standing there. I'm trying to shoot him, and the bullets are just bouncing off. And I'm just standing there looking at him, and he's just like, you'll never defeat me. I can't do a damn thing.
He's right.
And I'd like, okay, maybe if I climb up to the top, but I climb up to the top, and I go up to the top, and I get it real high, and then the game just locks up and freezes and restarts.
Brainiac wins.
And then I go to start the game again, and it takes me right back to before I spent the 2,000 V crystals to get into the. And I'm like, fuck this game, and I turned it off.
Right.
So you won.
I won.
Great.
I did it.
You did it.
I beat. I killed Brainiac. I don't know if I have the willpower to do that again.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm like,
You should have the willpower to not do that again, I feel.
Yeah.
That
And
sucks though. I like
It's lame.
that happened to me in that I don't know, what was that Rick and Morty shooter game?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That happened to me. I got to the very last boss and then it just wouldn't load my save file again at the last boss. So yeah, that's terrible.
It is. It sucks. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, but I was very annoyed, and I'm like, this sucks, and I don't want to do that again because the game broke on me. And I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for the Joker to come out and try it then.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Ship?
I'm about 16 hours, maybe 17 hours into Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth now.
So like the middle of the tutorial.
Yeah, it really is still. It is still.
You just learned how to summon. That's good.
I've got my first, I think at like 14 and a half hours in, I got like a full party of characters. So I have like my full squad of 4 characters now. It's really good. It sometimes, like, I don't like skipping the dialogue because I feel like that's what I'm kind of there for, but sometimes I just wish it would like
There was
go
less
a little
of
bit faster. Yeah, like keep the charm. Like I like all this charm, but like maybe we can make it so like I'm not in a cutscene that I feel like I can't go to bed because this is a half-hour cutscene that I've suddenly triggered. There's a lot of like cutscenes that like make me have to like wiggle the controller a little bit because my screen starts like graying out because it's been too long.
No. That's my
but
red
it's
flag.
still, it's still really, it's fun. I don't know. I enjoy it. I do think like there's a lot of stuff they reuse from the first game. Like Hawaii seems to be laid out very similarly to Japan.
Interesting. Yes. Well, yeah.
And then like some of it too is like a lot of like the gags and characters, like goofy characters, are also like the same ones from the last game too. Like you've got the guy with the giant, like, I don't know, like enormous Roomba that's supposed to be like a street sweeper. Like he's back, and like it's like, okay, yeah, this is, I got the joke the last time and it was funny. Like,
oh, they made all those animations. They gotta use them. Might as well reuse
that's really
them.
what it feels like. It's like,
yeah, sure,
yeah, but they've added some new like mini games and things. But I'll be glad when like another like 30 hours are through and I've discovered every kind of mini game, so I don't have to have a new like tutorial every time I like wander into an area and there's a new mini game.
Right.
But well worth the money though.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, it's Xbox time. We made it all the way.
So did you watch/listen to the actual 20-minute podcast?
I did. I watched it right on this TV behind me at 1.5 times speed, which was the way to do it.
That's smart.
That's the way to do it. You get all the information quicker, and everybody looks like they're on crack. Because they're just like nodding like furiously like at everything. Like
I agree. I think this is a wonderful idea.
Yeah, every screen is an Xbox. Yeah, it's good. It's good. You get right through it. The big question for me is like, why is this even happening? Like, why did they let it get to this point? Why is this a podcast talking about it? Why did you have like, how many days was it of just like wild speculation?
So
it seemed like a week.
Somewhere around like 8 days, right? Like 8 or 10 days.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
can you just come out and say when the rumor started being like everything's going to Xbox, all they had to do was put out a thing or a tweet. You didn't have to put out anything like official. Phil Spencer putting out a tweet saying these latest rumors are ridiculous. There will be a limited number of smaller games coming to other platforms.
He couldn't have quite done that though. I don't think
he could have
said, trying to balance this with what they were saying in all these acquisitions as well, right? Like a lot of these acquisitions were based around like, no, we're not just going to take all these and
everything's a screen, everything's an opportunity,
right? So I think you can't just come out and say like, there's probably advertising portions of this too, like where they have like deals in place,
sure,
and they're like nothing really leaked. It was just like what they've been saying all along, really, and probably in their eyes.
Well, the names of the games leaked. Well, at least it looks like these are going to be the games. Seems realistic to assume that Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded are the games. But once the rumors started being like Halo and stuff like that, all they had to do was just, like make a general, denial. You don't have to get specific. Just say, look, these recent rumors are ridiculous. That's it. And people would have shut the fuck up.
I think at the end of the day, their PR marketing team probably said we need to control the message, and I'd rather it take 10 days to control the message.
Horrible.
Than I'm not saying it was the right decision. I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah.
I'd rather let's take our time and control the message as opposed to whatever.
They got a lot of eyeballs on this 20-minute podcast.
They got a lot of eyeballs on this 20-minute podcast. They were able to talk about other things on that podcast that probably people wouldn't have cared about or even listened to in the beginning at all. And they also, basically taught, if anything, the people out there to not just believe every rumor as soon as it comes out.
Yes, which is like.
Do you think they taught them that?
I mean,
do you think people learn that is the answer? They should have led with that, but that is a big problem for sure. Like people just fucking believe anything.
It's not like Xbox came out and said all these things and then for 10 days and then they waited and said, we were kidding. It was just other people making a presumption based on conjecture and hearsay.
Totally. But I feel like they could have just said like, normally we don't comment on rumors and speculation, but these recent rumors are ridiculous. And that's all they had to say. And even though
they did say something like, they did say
not really. And they were like, we'll tell you in a week. Tune back in a week. And then during that time, people were like, oh my God, they're not going to be making Xboxes anymore.
Well,
we went to that. We went from
what happened to the stock price with these rumors? Did it go up or down?
I don't know. A week is temporary. That's
that's your answer too. If the rumor of Halo going to Sony made Microsoft's stock price go up, then you wait 10 days.
I don't know that it would though. I feel like it might make it go down because people are like, they're getting out of the hardware business and they're,
Yeah, there were so many like hot takes in the Xbox people with their, I'm never going to buy an Xbox again. I'm throwing my Xbox in the river. Oh, you broke my heart. I need my games to be exclusive forever. Uh,
That's
it
weird.
matters for some reason that I can't really say in words because it, I know deep down it doesn't. Yeah. What can you do?
They did say
the
also
ecosystem is what matters.
what
And that
having their own ecosystem.
having their own ecosystem is what matters to them and to like customers, right? Like, because that's where you've got all your stuff
You're invested.
tied up, right? Like that's where you're invested in. Like the hardware, I don't really care, but like without the hardware, they don't have an ecosystem, right?
Right.
Like you can't just take that ecosystem and put it over on Sony's. Like Epic tried that, right? That's the whole Epic battle of like, we don't want to have hardware, but we want to control all the profits on your hardware.
Right.
Like, how about no? So that's they're not going anywhere in the hardware market anytime soon. Like number 3 is still pretty solid.
Right. Right. And look, if they thought they could make more money by not making Xboxes and publishing games elsewhere, they would fucking do that.
If you told me that the next gen console is going to be digital only, I'd believe that. I'd buy that.
I could buy that
for
for any
$1.
of these, except for Nintendo.
Yeah, except for Nintendo, but that's a rumor that I feel like is somewhat plausible. I mean, again, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd believe it if it did. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But yeah, Halo and Gears and Forza going to PlayStation consoles, I don't know if that's going to happen ever.
Call of Duty, though. They promised Call of Duty. Are they going to renege on that?
It depends on what you mean by...
they'll honor whatever contract they have in place.
Well, first of all, yeah, there are existing contracts, so they have to honor those. And those are probably through 2026 or 2027. After that, who knows? And also, it depends on what you mean. What is Call of Duty? What do you mean by Call? Well, Call of Duty is 3 games right now. When they release one, there's 3 parts to it. There's the single player, there's the multiplayer, and there's Warzone. And they're 3 separate downloads.
Yeah.
So they could say they release Call of Duty, but they don't have to release all 3 components of Call of Duty. And they could still say they released all Call of Duty. Do you just release the multiplayer and whatever Warzone update there is and save the single player for your Xbox consoles? They could do that in 2028 and still say they released Call of Duty on the PlayStation.
Why bother?
I'm just saying.
Do people even care about the single player?
I don't know.
For that? I don't even know.
I don't know. Well, that's think about that too. Would it make how much money would they save on development costs if they don't have to make a PS5 version of the single player?
No, I'm sure. I think there's so much value in having that on Game Pass that even if it's on PlayStation, which it will be, it's like, hey, look, I could have this for free, quote unquote, or included with my
your online games. Your subscription
when we're doing our
games.
23rd season of the CAGcast, we'll discuss it.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense to have your larger user base across consoles where you can make money on all of those, but you're not gonna like if you get it outside of your ecosystem on other types of games, like you're not making them money.
Right.
Like it doesn't make sense.
You're leaving all that money on the table and letting somebody else take all that delicious 30%.
Right. Like that's why you
for
want
just
the platform.
existing.
Right. That's why you want the ecosystem is you want to get that 30% no matter what you're selling.
Yeah. No, it's I'm sure they'll honor all their agreements. Did you the other big thing from this not big thing, but the other bit of news from this podcast was that Game Pass is not going to other consoles. They specifically said Game Pass on Xbox.
Like,
how would that work even?
How would that even work?
I don't know. Streaming. I guess, you can stream.
Yeah, but like with Sony, like Sony's not going to be like, yeah,
right.
Bring Game Pass all over here. Like they've got their own service that they're trying to do. They have their own thing,
and there's so much overlap ever at this point with the 2 services. Also, it's
right.
It
doesn't make sense, but so they shut it down anyway in case anyone.
It never made sense, but we said that, so whatever.
Anyway, I thought
are you guys gonna play Diablo at the end of March?
Yeah, I haven't bought it. So they announced that
good.
too. That'll
I
be
enjoy.
on Game Pass.
I like Diablo 4. I know some people were underwhelmed by it, but I liked it. So I don't know. Do you like Diablo? Do you like the what you do in a Diablo game?
More or less.
Well, this is more of that. So
Not less.
Not less.
Mm-mm.
I have less now, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I think that's is that it
People
for
are
the
making
show?
fun of the way we say Diablo and not what is it?
Wait,
Diablo.
Diablo? Is
I think
that how we're supposed to say it? Or
no,
Diablo?
Diablo.
Diablo.
How they say it?
I don't know. Diablo? I don't. Now I'm getting. Now it's all. I'm in my head about it, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
I don't know if there's anything to move on to.
Oh, that's it.
I don't have
Let's
any.
go.
Let's go home. We're already
Let's
home.
go home.
We're already home. Let's go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. That's a good time.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I received any CAG back. Let me check real quick. Oh, I almost pulled the shit out of my ears.
Got anything?
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's remind everybody to listen next one. Maybe no show next week, actually.
I don't know. Yeah, because there's no school.
It'll be a surprise. There might be a show, maybe not. Maybe it'll just be Wombat playing Fortnite. Maybe.
I have no work next week either. I took the week off.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. All right, guys.
In the middle of a Fortnite season that you've already unlocked everything?
It's wasted.
I know, and I did. I finished everything. I don't have anything left to do this season in Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah. I did. I got all the stuff. I have
he
to get the.
He ate all the apples in the passenger seat of the car.
I ate all the apples that you can eat. I got all this stuff. I got the pink fencing lady. That was the last thing to unlock in the season pass. I got my super shredder.
Wait, the super shred? Like, don't you have to buy extra stuff to get to the turtle stuff?
Well, the turtle stuff. There's the two paths. There's the green path, which is free.
Right, we're on the free path.
And there's the purple path, which is paid. But you unlock both things at the same time when you get the paid pass. And yes, I got the paid pass.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Yes, you paid for the extra.
Yeah.
The extra battle turtle pass.
Yes, I spent the whole $9 because I wanted the two shredders. Is that okay with you?
That's
He's not
fine.
shaming you. He's just trying to figure out how it works.
I was just trying to figure out there's so many different economies going on this screen that I'm looking at that are just oh, you could just hit this button and then you'd unlock this stuff too.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's all V-Bucks. Spend V-Bucks, get this thing.
Right.
I spent V-Bucks, I got the thing. I got two shredders. Yeah, regular shredder and super shredder.
What makes him super?
He's bigger and glows, and he's got big claws, and I don't know. It's cool looking.
You shoot him in the head, he still goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't that super.
No.
Nope. And I got my turtle blimp.
I know that for a fact.
Turtle blimp?
I got the turtle blimp. That's a free thing, though.
That's
Shipwreck
cool.
could get the free turtle blimp.
I'll get the free turtle blimp, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Once I play enough games that a random hired AI kills somebody for me.
That is one of
that's a fun quest.
The shittiest quest they've ever put in that game.
Let me hope this AI kills somebody for me.
Do you want me to tell you how to do it?
I'm guessing you get an AI to kill another AI.
But do you know which AI you should get? Because they don't all do the same thing. No, not Solid Snake. You want to get the Mecha Bear at the train station in the where is it? The northwest train station.
This is the whole goal of this quest is to go to a train station, not interact with any people that you're playing the game with.
Hire the bear.
Hire a bear that's in the game. Then you go to another mansion that has other AI characters in it.
No, you want to go. You could go where there are regular people. The bear is going to kill a person. The bear will kill a real person. You sometimes.
What if I shoot the real person first, though? This is
that's what you want to do. You want to shoot the real person. You want to knock out their shields and get them fairly low. Yeah, so the bear could get that last hit, and then because the bear throws the clinger bombs, And the clinger bombs are going to take out a couple of enemies.
It's all clinger bombs these days, fellas.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Like from MASH?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's Klinger from MASH. They're bombs with little dresses on them.
Why don't we have any MASH characters in Fortnite yet?
Give it time.
That's too old. That show's too old. What about All in the Family?
I'd rather have a Hawkeye Pierce than Archie Bunker.
It's not happening. None of those things. All right, we
We're
got to
gonna have
stop.
stuff eventually. They're gonna get there.
They will. There's a lot. There's a lot
They'll
to
have
go
it.
through still.
They'll have Archie Bunker's recliner emote.
No,
All right, Edith.
we have to stop talking about this and
Okay.
leave immediately. Goodbye, everybody.
Bread's done.